Ladies and gentlemen, so in the last hour of the She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen, buff beta servers being live, I quickly had a little bit of time to max out 5-star Red Hulk, take him all the way up to rank 5, dupe level 200, although, his awakened ability, it's a nice to have, but isn't super important, and also test out kind of the brand new She-Hulk synergy. This Havoc was the first and one of my favorite. It kind of this one's really weird because Red Hulk gains heat charges really rapidly if he takes, blocked hits from energy attacks or mystic champions. But also every time Havoc takes energy damage, you gain a plasma stack. So, it's a very quick fight, but 29 hits, man, absolutely smacks that Havoc up. Really good. So yeah, I thought we'd start the video with that fight and then jump into some Realm of Legends gameplay to see some cool boss fights. We've got Scarlet Witch, Juggernaut, Storm, and Vision today. But first off, this is the team synergy that we're using. So we're using Masacre for the 2 additional heat charges at the start. We got She-Hulk, whose brand new synergy we're going to talk about in a second. And we also have Hulk and Abomination. And basically those 2 characters have a load of crit nodes, attack nodes. But it's mainly kind of the crit that Red Hulk needs because, he has a bit of additional attack. But the brand new synergy from She-Hulk gives him even more attack, plus 2% attack for every single heat charge that he has. So when he's at 10 heat charges, he has 20% more attack. So it's not a complete game changer for the champion, but it's a very nice little bonus to a champion that deals some, pretty awesome damage. Now, in my experience playing Red Hulk, there are 2 different ways that you can kind of play the combat rotation. Now, the very first thing that you do in kind of either circumstance is you've got to get up to 10 heat charges against champions that have basic attacks that deal energy damage, or mystic champions. This can be very quick and easy to do because you've got a good chance on any hit, even a blocked hit or a parry, to gain 1 heat charge. And if you're not in one of those circumstances, you just have to spam the special 1 all the way up to 10 heat stacks, and every single special 1 will generate 2 of them. Now, there are ways via the Massacre synergy that gives you 2 at the start of the fight, and also his awakened ability will guarantee 2 heat charges at the start of the fight as well. So if you got both of those, you enter the fight with 4 heat charges, and then it's a fairly quick and nice ramp up to 10 there. And then you either have the option in terms of playing Red Hulk just to spam the special 1, which, to be fair, I think is actually slightly better than the special 3, but really the damage is so close that I don't really think it matters too much. Or use the special 3, especially maybe if you've got a 5 or 6-star version, and try and nail, those additional damage bonuses on the 3rd special. So this 3rd special, it kind of deals, its damage on its own, a little bit of energy damage, and also the damage over time from the Incinerate. So it's alright, but kind of all this damage total on a fully maxed out Red Hulk, it's about 30 to 35,000 on a maxed out one with synergies, which isn't anything too special, man. It's nothing super crazy. And also one thing to consider with the special 3 as well is you also have the time interval of looking at the animation, and the fact that it also interrupts combat flow. So yeah, maybe it's not the best one to use for the average fight, but yeah, it's alright, and especially in Assassin's range, it can make for, quite a nice finisher if you're building up to it and drop it at 18%. So yeah, not too bad at all. But you can see here, Storm is almost down. We've got 126 hits on the combo, 128 now. She is literally in death's range. That additional energy damage is just so incredibly nice for the heat charges. And we finish with a little bit of finesse, a little bit of a heavy attack there. So against Realm of Legends Storm, and that's about 550,000 health there. That's 136 hits. So yeah, an alright performance from Red Hulk, man. I think, playing all these god tier champions recently, I've got a very high standard for characters, because, the buffs to Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk are just so incredibly good in terms of the damage output. But I really think a good way to summarize Red Hulk is he is a little bit of a ramp-up champion that in certain fights, like Mystic and Energy matchups, you can get into really quickly. But once he's got the 10 heat charges, the damage, it doesn't really go up from there. So he's a ramp up champion that's really effective in certain matchups because of the fact that he can ramp up to a really decent level of damage very quickly. Although, as we've seen in videos this week with Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk, those are ramp up champions that are kind of more designed for significantly longer fights. Like Spider-Gwen, she takes about 80-90 hits to get all her charges and getting to the special 3, and then you really start seeing some crazy damage. And definitely certainly in that scenario, she has more damage output than Red Hulk. But when it comes to stuff like Labyrinth of Legends, She-Hulk has a much, much higher damage ramp up than Spider-Gwen, and quite frankly, about, 95% of the characters in this game. Like, She-Hulk's ramp up with her beta update buff is just absolutely ridiculous. At this point, we are well into the Realm of Legends Juggernaut fight. We are at 69 hits, almost 50% on Realm of Legends Juggernaut there, so we're not doing too bad and tanking this lad down. But I'm trying to get some very, very nice special 3s just for some absolutely huge damage with the class advantage as well. And I was just having a bit of fun with the special 3s, man, today, and also trying to practice because, we pulled a 5-star Havoc yesterday, so I'm trying to get, that almost perfect timing down. And to be honest, I don't think in this video at all, or playing Red Hulk, I don't think we missed a 12% damage bonus, but it's so difficult sometimes to nail that green one, because there's such a tiny window for it. But it's a very fun little mini game, man, and certainly helps liven up these Realm of Legends fights a little bit. So I think that's one of the reasons that I decided to go for the special 3 over the special 1 spam. And I really don't think there isn't a huge amount of damage difference between either one of them, but there is the kind of disadvantages as well. When you go for the special 3, it consumes 3 of his heat charges. So yeah, that can be a little bit of a pain after you fire off the special 3, because, you will need to use another couple of special 1s to build it up, or in this case, 1 special 1 and a parry in order to get those charges back. But anyway, we're very, very close to finishing off Juggernaut now. We go in for a final combo, and I decide, for the finesse, we are finishing this fight with a special 3. So in total, man, what does he drop in? Like, 124, 25 hits, a few more hits off the special 3 animation there. But overall, a fairly decent kill on Realm of Legends Juggernaut, considering, he doesn't have any way to handle or deal with the Unstoppable, like, the new revamped She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen have. I think one of the very large advantages as well of Red Hulk is the fact that he deals energy damage kind of based off his initial attacks, which in a lot of scenarios can be very, very useful, and also kind of has the additional benefit of a lot of champions in the game are immune to bleed, a lot of champions are immune to poison, but not really too many champions have stuff that mitigates a lot of additional energy damage. So like Vision is a perfect example. He's like a fight that does gimp a lot of characters, but Red Hulk here, it just doesn't bother him at all, because, there's nothing that Vision has that can reduce the energy damage being dealt with the heat charges. And in case you're unfamiliar with the heat charges, they kind of have 2 different effects. So the first one is every single one of them gives his attacks like 18% more energy damage. So when you're at 10, like whatever damage you deal, you're going to deal 180% of that damage as kind of additional red energy damage there, which is super, super good. But also if you have Red Hulk Awaken, they provide resistance to Incinerate. And this is mainly kind of in the application of Mephisto's Aura of Incineration. Because passively on Red Hulk, whenever Red Hulk receives a poison or incinerate effect, he will instantly consume that and convert it into a heat charge. So that's something, that makes him a very cool character in also poison and incinerate scenarios. If we ever see any incinerate nodes in the future, Red Hulk is going to be really, really good for that, because he's not only going to consume the node, but also, funnel that node into more damage to help propel him a little bit forward in the start of that fight. As you can see here, we are having an absolutely fantastic time just butchering this Vision. We've gotten down to about 27%, and here I'm kind of using the tactic of stalling the special 3 a little bit, especially on my mastery setup. I'm trying to take advantage of Assassins, so I'm waiting till he's at 18%, and there we go, we fire it off. Assassins, if you're not familiar, is the kind of very endgame whale mastery that increases attack by 60% when the opponent is below 18% health. So yeah, we can get just a huge amount of benefit from that, from an absolutely massive special 3. That dealt about 34k damage, and then we've got an enhanced incinerate. So yeah, just a very, very nice finish to that fight. A bit of a heavy attack for the flex, and Vision goes down. So 140 hits. Overall, I'm kind of still convinced that Red Hulk fits in at the high demigod tier, because I feel like he's really, really useful for any champions that are energy-based or mystic champions, just because he has such a quick way to get a huge amount of damage in these matchups. And I think, the Havoc matchup that we showed at the beginning and is showing now really does demonstrate just, how quickly he can drop stuff in the right scenario. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on Red Hulk in the comments section below. Do you have a Red Hulk How do you enjoy playing him? And what stuff have you used this champion for? Kind of let me know all that information and your perspective in the comment section below. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.